Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on the latest and hottest K-drama and Korean celebrity news. Today, we're diving into one of the most shocking stories shaking the K-entertainment world, an unbelievable revelation from Joong-ki's wife about Hye-kyo that has fans around the globe absolutely stunned. This is a story filled with secrets, heartbreak, and drama that you won't want to miss. Stay tuned as we uncover the dark truth behind the headlines and reveal what really happened behind the scenes. Let's get right into it. The South Korean entertainment industry has never been short of drama, mystery, and whispered secrets behind its glimmering facade. But just when fans thought the dust had settled between Joong-ki and Hye-kyo, K-drama's once beloved golden couple, a shocking revelation has reignited interest in the past they both tried so hard to move on from. And what's even more startling is that the explosive information didn't come from either Joong-ki or Hye-kyo herself, but from someone who now holds an entirely new position in this tangled love triangle: Joong-ki's wife. Ever since Joong-ki married British actress Katie Louise Saunders, fans around the world have respected their desire for privacy. The couple have mostly kept their relationship away from the glare of cameras, rarely speaking publicly about personal matters. But recently, Katie made a comment, seemingly offhand, perhaps unintentional, or perhaps too carefully worded to be accidental, that has since set the internet on fire. During a quiet interview with an Italian magazine, Katie was asked about the difficulties of being married to a global superstar who had previously been in the spotlight for a very public divorce. Her answer was calm, poised, but then chilling. "I knew who he was before I knew who he truly was, and I also knew who she was even before he told me the full story. Some truths are darker than they appear, but love, for us, meant finally being free from that darkness." That was all she said, but it was more than enough. Netizens were instantly on high alert. Who was she? It didn't take long before fans, media analysts, and drama-hardened gossip sleuths connected the dots. She was none other than Hye-kyo, the woman whose marriage to Joong-ki once looked like the ultimate fairy tale. But now, after Katie's cryptic statement, the fairy tale seemed to have a shadow, one that had been carefully concealed behind designer gowns, award speeches, and polished social media feeds. The speculation reached fever pitch within hours. Was there something more to the infamous Song divorce than the public had been told? For years, both Joong-ki and Hye-kyo remained tight-lipped about their sudden and shocking split in 2019. No cheating scandals had been confirmed, no interviews had revealed bitterness. The divorce was handled swiftly and quietly, almost suspiciously so. And while fans mourned the collapse of what seemed like a dream pairing, both stars resumed their careers with grace and poise. But Katie's words cracked open a silence that had been carefully guarded for years. What exactly had Joong-ki confided in her? What was the truth she hinted at, one that was, in her own words, darker than it appears? Some insiders, emboldened by the controversy, began to whisper what had long been suspected behind closed doors. According to anonymous sources in the industry, Hye-kyo's image of perfection may not have reflected the complex reality behind the scenes. Rumors of emotional distance, controlling behavior, and hidden ambitions have always floated in private circles, but no one dared speak out publicly. After all, Hye-kyo remains one of Korea's most beloved actresses, and her pristine image has been protected by powerful agencies and loyal fans. But now, with Katie's single line, all that perfection is under scrutiny. An industry insider who worked on a past project involving both Hye-kyo and Joong-ki shared this anonymously. "They were never truly happy. Joong-ki tried harder than anyone realized to hold it together. He sacrificed a lot for that relationship, but she was always half in, half out. Career came first, image came first. He was never her priority." The statement sparked even more outrage. Fans began rewatching past interviews, analyzing body language, and pointing out moments that now seemed oddly distant. Song Hye-kyo's brief, clipped answers about their marriage, her lack of joint appearances, and her decision to spend time abroad during critical points in their relationship. Others recalled how swiftly Joong-ki had filed for divorce, almost as if something urgent had pushed him to act without delay. But perhaps the most devastating part of this growing storm is not about who was right or wrong, but about how deep the silence truly went. If Katie's words were any indication, then Joong-ki had been carrying a heavy burden for years, one he only dared to unload in the arms of someone new. And what made her reveal so piercing was the fact that she didn't speak in bitterness or resentment, but in quiet release. A woman who helped her husband heal by understanding the shadows he came from. As news spread globally, Song Hye-kyo's camp remained silent. No official statement was released, but fans noticed that she turned off comments on her recent social media posts. Some believe she's choosing to ignore the storm. Others wonder if silence is her only shield against a truth that might finally be catching up. What remains undeniable is this. The Song couple's divorce, once dismissed as irreconcilable differences, now seems far more layered. And while Katie didn't name names or expose specific actions, her words carried weight and intent. She didn't need to say everything, just enough for the world to look again and question. Of course, some fans rushed to defend Song Hye-kyo, arguing that Katie's vague comment was irresponsible, even manipulative. If she wants to protect her husband, fine, but drabbing another woman without proof? That's low. Others argue that Katie, knowing the power of her words, would never have spoken without deep emotional cause. After all, to speak out in the conservative, fiercely image-controlled world of Korean entertainment is to risk everything. In the end, the public may never know the full truth. Perhaps only 3 people in the world truly understand what happened between Joong-ki and Song Hye-kyo, and only one of them has chosen to speak, indirectly but unmistakably. Whether that story will continue to unravel or remain sealed behind polite silence is a mystery only time will solve. But for now, the fairy tale is no longer innocent. Behind the perfect images and elegant award shows lies a darker story of heartbreak, of silent suffering, and perhaps of painful truth long buried. And all it took to bring it to the surface was a single sentence from the new woman by Joong-ki's side. In the days that followed the viral interview, curiosity and chaos swept through not only Korean media, but also international fan bases. Global news outlets began picking up snippets of the story. Unbelievable claim from Joong-ki's wife stirs old wounds, one headline read. Another declared, Katie Louise Saunders hints at painful truths behind the Song divorce. While neither Joong-ki nor Katie issued further clarifications, the damage, or perhaps the liberation, had already been done. Whispers soon turned into full-blown online investigations. Fans and critics alike began re-examining everything from past award speeches to behind-the-scenes footage. Some pointed to Joong-ki's visibly tense demeanor at events near the end of their marriage. Others analyzed Song Hye-kyo's increasing absence from public functions, her solo travel to New York shortly before their divorce announcement, and her emotionally cold statements during press tours. She always looked distant, one longtime fan commented. Now it makes sense. Maybe she checked out of that marriage a long time ago. Yet amid all this noise, one thing stood out. Joong-ki had never publicly criticized Song Hye-kyo. He never blamed her. He never exposed her. He simply left. And in a culture where pride, image, and silence are everything, his quiet departure spoke volumes. But now, through Katie, his truth was finding a voice. Sources close to Joong-ki revealed that the actor had gone through intense emotional turmoil during the final months of his marriage. He wasn't himself, said one unnamed staff member from a production set during that time. He looked hollow, like someone pretending to be okay. He reportedly stayed in a hotel for weeks before officially filing for divorce, avoiding public places and even shutting off contact with close friends. His heartbreak, it seems, ran far deeper than anyone had known. But what exactly had happened behind closed doors? While no one has provided direct confirmation, speculative threads online began painting a clearer picture. Some netizens believe there may have been a long pattern of emotional neglect. Others suggest that conflicting career goals and values led to a slow, painful erosion of intimacy between the two stars. A few claim that behind Song Hye-kyo's graceful image was a woman fiercely protective of her own independence, perhaps to the point of pushing her partner away. What makes Katie's statement so piercing is not just what it suggests about Song Hye-kyo, but what it reveals about Song Joong-ki. For years, he bore the burden of a divorce that was, to many fans, a mystery. He was the one who filed, the one who remained silent, the one who quickly moved on. And yet there was always a shadow in his eyes, a hint of something unresolved. Katie's interview cracked that shell, offering a rare glimpse into the emotional